Welcome to our Tuesday night team training. Now, I'm re-recording this because on the night we had technical difficulties. If you were on, you saw them. But what I shared with everybody on the night was, as I was preparing the training for this, I was going to be doing this training on success leaves clues. But as I was preparing it, the information that I had, I was trying to put it together and it wasn't flowing. I was starting to feel a little bit stressed about it because I just couldn't get it right. And I realized this is because it just wasn't what I was supposed to be doing on the night. So as I dropped those ideas and I let other things come to me on what I should be training you guys on, this is what came out and it flowed. So I felt like there's real reasons to be sharing this tonight, and I'm really excited about it as well. So the topic is, I wrote, you have to hear the music. And you're going to be able to understand these words at the end of it. So before we get into the training call, though, let's just go through a little bit of announcements. So a big welcome to our new team members within the last week. We have Kira McCabe, Renee Little, Shannon and Tony, and Karen Lindsay. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. We're so excited to have you a part of this journey with us. We can't wait to get to know you better and watch your own journey unfold with LifeVantage. Pacesetter program is still going through September, so if you are new and you want a way to earn a lot of extra cash, please get in touch with your sponsor. Let them know you're keen to know the details and work out a plan to help you reach these qualifications with the Pacesetter program. Also, at the moment, we have the Run to Pro 3 happening for the entire month of August. This is simply one share a day with a new contact. And there's going to be wonderful surprises, rewards coming for those that complete it, and also the person that has the highest enrollment volume for the month as well. So good luck to all those that are still running for it. Keep going. We're getting closer and closer. We're halfway through the month now. Yep. So excited to see where this leads everybody. And both of those things, as you run for the Pacesetter program and Run to Pro 3, that is going to help you and your entire team qualify for the next incentive trip, which is to Ireland. And I wanted to tell you, this is what Jill said when she shared on the training that night about the qualifications for Ireland. She said, even if you don't make it, which we are hoping we can get so many people there, right? We want to see so many Australians in Ireland. But even if you don't make it, if you go for it, your business will grow so much further than if you hadn't gone for it. So really, really give it your all. Also, we have the Health Series webinars continuing through this month. We have our global convention in October in Salt Lake City. If you are on the fence about it still, I encourage you to do everything that you can to get yourself there. Registration is now $249 US. And then we have our Australian Leadership Academy. Now, this is like the elite academies in America over here. This is where nationally all of our distributors get together. It is a powerful event, one that's not only going to help your business, but is going to help you with your life. Like, you will walk away feeling so much more empowered and inspired with tools that will help you create a better life and a better business as well. So registration, ignore what it says here because it has actually been extended through, the $59 has been extended through the entire month of August. So get yourself and your team registered. All right, so getting into the call tonight, the training tonight. I was reading this article the other day, and it was, it just had these two little bits out of it, and I want to share this with you. So it says, as the world gets busier and noisier, it becomes critical for us to carve out time for those things that are of greatest importance. We become so caught up in the busyness of our lives. Were we to step back, however, and take a good look at what we're doing, we may find that we have immersed ourselves in the thick of thin things. In other words, too often we spend most of our time taking care of the things which do not really matter at all in the grand scheme of things. Now, this is powerful information to ponder and think about for your life in general. But today I want to focus it on in your business. What parts of your business what things are you doing that is just creating busyness rather than actual income producing activities? And what kind of things can we eliminate? What distractions can we eliminate to help us be more laser focused? Because we know a trait of successful people is that they are laser focused, right? They have the blinders up. They know how to eliminate distractions. They know how to stay focused. They know how to pull themselves back into that focus when they do start to get distracted or when they have down moments. They can work through it quickly and they get right back on that track. So what will we take with us and what are we going to leave behind? As it says right here, when we come to understand what is essential, it becomes easier to lighten our load. We eliminate excess, set priorities, and reduce distractions that could get us stuck while others move on. Now, we don't need to be worried about other people, so I should have just kept off that while others move on, because comparison and thinking about other people is a distraction in itself. But what I want you to really think about is what is essential, how can we focus there so we know what to eliminate, what priorities to set, and how to reduce the distractions that are going to stop us from moving forward. So let's take a look at it. All right, this is a list of essentials. Now, you can add to this list. This is just something that I came up with quickly. I'm sure I'm missing out on some big ones. So please, write this down, add to it for yourself, but don't make this list too big, because that's when all the distractions are going to start to roll in. But this is for our business. What are the essentials for our business? It is essential to know your why. Why are you doing this? Why did you start doing this business? Where do you want to go with it? What drives you? What pulls you towards your vision every single day? What is your vision? You really need to know your why. Sometimes we can know it subconsciously when we first start and we have this, powerful drive for doing it, but it is important to really work it out so that you can understand why you're doing this business, because that is going to get you through the hard times. This business is full of incredible moments that far outweigh the challenges, but we do have lots of challenges. You will have tears, you will have challenges, and that is because that's where our growth lies, and it is imperative to have that growth in order to create this business. So your why is so important, and that goes hand in hand with your desire to change, your desire for change within your life. People do this because they desire to have that big change. It is a quality that you must have in order to really create a substantial business. All right, another essential, the proven plan, the 6 steps that we have already, that have already been laid out before us. They are essential. You have to take your people through all of those 6 steps. Do not try to reinvent the wheel. Do not try to come up with a new system. Don't try to do it differently. One of the qualities, as I did study successful people, one of the qualities of these people that kept popping up, it was a common thing amongst every single successful person, was that they studied and they learned from other successful people, and they walked in the same steps as them. They didn't try to create anything else. They didn't try to reinvent the wheel. They didn't try to do it other ways. They listened to them. They were coachable, and they followed these people. So just coming down a few, to find a mentor, find that another essential is to find somebody who's successful. And may I encourage you to find somebody who is where you already want to be. We can learn from every single person out there, but if you can find somebody that already has what you desire and has already gone through the challenges and the skill set, the mindset to get there, learn from them, follow in their shoes, understand how they did that, how they did it, the challenges that they undertook as they went through this process and how they overcame them, but then make it your own, okay? Be you, which goes to the one just above that, your divine design. You are different than every other person in this world. Always, this is essential, to be you, to always be authentic. So to learn from people, but make it your own. That, we have the proven plan, we know the steps to follow, but there is that grace that allows you to be you. It is essential to have goals and action steps. It's just like jumping in a car and going to a new destination that you've never been before. you'd be crazy to not know the directions to get there, right? You would never get there. So it is essential to have your goals, short term, long term, and to have action steps that are going to help you attain and reach them. It is essential to keep this business simple. We so often we just want to overcomplicate it. But simplicity is needed because that is duplicatable. It does not matter if you come in and you're absolutely incredible and you're able to build in the way that you do. If it is not simple, then it is not duplicatable. And if it's not duplicatable, your business is not going to grow to where it could be if you were keeping it simple and doing duplicatable actions. This comes back to the proven plan, the 6 steps. This comes back to using third party and the tools. Okay, the other essential, relationship building. We know this business is all about relationships. Continue to always deepen and build relationships in all aspects of your life, and team building as well. It is essential. So Carrie Dickey says, she's a pro 11 in our company, and she wrote a book, and she said the 3 qualities that people need is going up to that first one, desire for change, and they have to be open and coachable, and also have a strong work ethic. So be open and coachable. She said in her book how so often people don't check their egos at the door when they start this business. And it's so important because you could be somebody that has so much knowledge about business or entrepreneurship outside of this industry, but this industry is different. And we have to follow those that went before us if we want to have that success. So always be open and coachable. And without a strong work ethic, and without taking that consistent action, none of the rest of it even matters. So that is absolutely essential, as well as a strong mindset and always personally developing. Okay, so what are some of the distractions? These are distractions that we can control. Obviously, there's probably some distractions out there that are out of our control, but things that we can control. And please add to this list, because these were just ones that came up in my, to me, which are probably more pertinent to me. So think about ones that, are distractions for you. And some of these are also things that I've witnessed in time, that have distracted other people along the way. So social media. Okay, social media is powerful. It is a powerful tool that can be used to build our businesses and used in so many good ways, but it can also be an incredible distractor. So make sure that you have your boundaries and that you're doing income producing activities on social media. Comparing in all forms is a distraction. It destroys us. It stops us from understanding who we are and what we can accomplish and be in this life. So do not compare. Stop comparing. Complaining, whinging, and all negativity, as we already know, is a massive distraction. Busyness, having your life so busy, that is a distraction. And I was talking to a lady that's doing some coaching with me, and she gave me an action plan that had, 7 or 8 things on it. And one of them I didn't get to, and I said, I'm going to, I just didn't have the time to get there yet. And she, was talking about basically like it was a subconscious thing, probably more self-sabotage, and that busyness is actually a subconscious thing that we do that distracts us and stops us from creating success. So busyness, just always being busy. Our phones, back in the day, people couldn't get a hold of you 24/7 in 24 different ways, but they can now. So make sure you know when to put your phone away. When you're doing your work, your phones are off. This is something I have to get a lot better at. When you're with your family and your friends, your phones are off. Be present with them. So boundaries with your phones, non-stop work. So that goes with busyness. It's the same kind of mindset where you're always working, and you're not taking time to have quiet time, which we're going to talk about later. Fear in all of its forms is distracting. So it's just learning strategies to work through them, always stepping out of your comfort zone to have that growth. So the next best thing syndrome is another one where we are always, Sherry really, when she came across recently, really helped me understand this, because she said some people 1 month they're doing this, and then the next month they're doing this. You know, they're always looking for the next best thing, trying to find what's going to grow their business, where if they just understood that it's going back to that essentialist and doing the behaviors of 15 presentations a month, knowing it's a 2 to 5 year plan, yada, 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 all of that, you know, that's where you're going to have the growth. So the next best thing syndrome is a massive distraction. Reinventing the wheel, we've already spoken about. Your mind going all day, knowing how to turn it off. Busy. I think I already had that. Obviously, that's one of mine. But also so questioning and analyzing can be good in many forms, but it's when we're constantly questioning the actions we're taking or doubting or analyzing them too much. That's a massive distraction. No quiet time, we'll talk about. And this person says that person says that. Often we can get so distracted by what other people are saying and other people are doing that we're not in tune with ourselves anymore. So that can really distract us. All right, so I want to share with you a strategy that I use all the time to help me discern what I should be doing and how to eliminate other stuff. So as the quote says here, we have to forego some good things in order to choose others that are better or best. How powerful is that? Okay, we have to self-evaluate all the time to weed out distractions and bad habits. And what a strategy that I use is good, better, best. So you can make columns, 3 columns, good, and then a column for better and best. And basically, the concept of this is that we can be, in our life and in our business, we can be doing a lot of good things, right? We can be making so many good choices that are progressing us, so many good choices for our business that are growing it. But the idea of this and the concept of this is that we always want to improve, right? It's our job to constantly refine ourselves and improve ourselves. And so we have to look at the things that we are doing that are good. And if we can tweak them to make them even better, and if we can tweak them even more to make it the best possible choices that we can be making for our life and for our businesses. So I hope this makes sense. Examples, I'll give you some examples. These examples are, it's not to say this is black and white for everybody, because this is going to be very unique and individual to you, okay? So what's good, better, best for me is going to be different for you. Your good, better, best is going to be totally different. So this first one with invite, this is actually personal to me. So I know that when I'm inviting, that is awesome. If anybody's inviting, that is good, because that is how you're going to grow your business, right? So when I think of it for myself, a text message is a form of the invite, you know, inviting through text. But I know for me personally, I have had a much higher success rate in inviting people in person or on a phone call. Even though calling people is so outdated, I know for myself, the times that I have done that, it is a much higher success rate. And so for me, that would be my best choice, is to invite through a phone call or in person. But it's still good if I'm doing it through text message. But I know for me, if I want a higher success rate, I need to be doing things in person or through the phone. Another example is somebody who's meditating. Say they're meditating 1 time a week. So this is such a simple example. Obviously, a better choice is to meditate 3 times a week, and the best choice that you can make is to do it every single day. Somebody who watches TV. Now, I hardly doubt any of you watch hours of TV, but say that's your starting point, is that you're going to stop watching so much TV. A better choice would then be to really look at what you're watching and go, I'm going to stop watching the trashy TV shows that are just not filling my mind with anything good. So how is that going to be even good for me, right? So that's a better choice. And the best choice that you could possibly make is to stop watching TV, full stop, and fill that time with things that are really going to grow you as a person. So that's another example. Another example is with your thoughts. So maybe you'd make the decision, I'm going to complain less. And that's an awesome decision. That's a good decision. But to improve it, I'm going to stop complaining, full stop. And the best choice that you could make then is to actually take that time that you used to complain and fill it with gratitude, right? So those are just examples, but I really encourage you to look at your life, the things that you're doing within your business that are good, the things that you're doing in your life that are good, see how you can improve them. And use this just as a mental checklist all the time. Like as you sit down to go, to do something, is this the best choice that I could be making right now? I do this all the time mentally. So it's really powerful. Okay. Another thing that I want to talk about tonight is raising your energy. So we are energetic beings. Everything around us is energy. And when we can be in a place of high energy, this is when life is going to flow. Things are going to come your way, and it feels good. If this is a new thing to you, the best way I can explain it is that when your energy is raised, this is when you feel amazing. Your mind is in a good place. You physically feel amazing. Good things are happening all around you, and that's because you are actually in alignment. Now, we all have low times. Every single person has low times, but it's about how quickly can we get ourselves out of those low times, and you do need strategies to do it. And this is a training call in itself, but these are just some things that you can put into place every single day or when you're feeling down that I promise you will raise your energy and it'll get you out of that place. An example too of people's energy. So have you ever been around a person that just uplifts you? They're so bubbly, they're so happy, and when you're around them, you just feel better. They have high energy. And then it's probably the opposite. You've been around people that, are complaining and negative, and don't worry, we all go there. It's not anybody in particular, like we all go there. But you can just feel the difference, when somebody's in a very low mood, sometimes it can even pull you down. But if you are high, you have the ability to raise them up as well. But it is so important in life in general. This will improve your life in every single way. But your business will flourish the more you can have your energy raised. So these are just some examples. Add to it, what works for one person to raise their energy high is going to be different for another person, but I promise you all these things will make you feel better. So just going through them very quickly. Meditation, and we're going to talk about that in a moment, so I won't go into any more yet. Journaling is so powerful. Writing out gratitudes, writing out how you want your life to be as if it is now. Writing it out is so much more powerful. Just like speaking it is powerful rather than just keeping it in your mind. So journaling, powerful. Having an attitude of gratitude across every border in your mind, the way you're speaking, just in every single way, that is going to raise your energy. Get out in nature, spend time in nature every single day, in the sun, your feet on the ground and the ocean. Even just stepping outside for a few seconds and breathing in the fresh air can totally change your mood. Dancing, I don't know about you, but dancing is one that does it for me. You put on a song, dance around, and I instantly feel better. Laughing, we know laughter is the best medicine. So surround yourself with those that make you laugh. Watch something that makes you laugh. Laugh, laugh, laugh. It makes you feel so much better. And I'm laughing as I'm saying that. Okay, complimenting other people. Not only are you going to make somebody's day and make them feel better, but it comes back to you tenfold. Compliment other people. Don't keep it into yourself. If you see somebody and you love something that they're doing or whatever, they've got a nice hairstyle and beautiful skin, tell them. Don't hold it within yourself. Share what you appreciate. That's attitude of gratitude, but share it. In your mind, be thinking about what you appreciate and share it with others. If you're ever having a time when you're a little bit down, call a friend that will have a strictly uplifting conversation with you. And I promise you, by the end, you will feel so good. You'll feel so much better. Be present. So forget about what's in the past, all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I don't want to say forget about what's coming in the future, because we do want to focus forward, but don't let it stress you out. Don't overthink it. But the best thing that you can do is to be present. Be present with those that are around you. Be present with the tasks that you're doing before you at the time. Really learn how to quieten your mind and to be present. Watch an inspiring story. That always makes us feel better, right? Listen to uplifting music. That's going to change your mood instantly. Call someone and tell them how you love them. Tell them what you love about them. Express your love for them. That's powerful to change your mood instantly and to to brighten somebody else's day. Exercising and moving your body always is an instant uplifter. Pay it forward. We know how good that can feel. Pick a mantra and say it to yourself all the day, all day long, and say affirmations, powerful stuff, okay? Clean a space. If you've noticed, if you guys are friends with Bridget on Facebook, go check out her post lately. It's brilliant information about this. Our physical space, if we are connected physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, it's all connected. So the times when we could feel overwhelmed or cluttered, if our houses are cluttered, they say it's actually a reflection of what's going on in your mind. Clean a space, clean your desk, clean your Undie drawer, whatever it is, clean an area, and I promise you, mentally, you will feel clearer and allow for new energy and new ideas and things to come into your life. Breathing, focus on your breath, and that will instantly raise your energy and make you feel better and quieten your mind. And also fill your mind and heart and eyes with pure goodness. So watch what you're thinking, make sure it's good. Watch what you are saying, watch the things that you are watching as well and listening to. All of that is so powerful. And when you can fill it with good stuff, you are going to raise your energy, and that's going to put you into alignment. You're going to feel amazing, and life is going to flow. So I want to talk about one of these things that we've spoken about a few times already. Every successful person takes time to be quiet. It is an essential. It is so important, particularly in the noisy and busy world that we live in. Zig Ziglar, take time to be quiet, as he says right there. And when we quiet the mind, that is when our soul can speak to us. That's when we learn more about ourselves. That's when we're going to receive the answers to the things that we are questioning, or that, the big life things that we need to know at that time. It's when we're going to receive inspiration for our businesses and for our lives. So as it says here, our greatest leverage point is in that quiet space. Don't allow yourself to be separated from those moments. The magic is found in these moments that roll into your life in insurmountable ways. Our world is filled with lots of noise. We turn on the radio the moment we're in the car. We're going to put in earphones while we're exercising. We turn on the TV for the kids while we're preparing dinner. That's me. These things aren't bad, but perhaps we are forfeiting something better. So this goes back to the good, better, best. This goes back to where we really want to discern. Are we making the best choices in our life to get the best results and to create ultimately what we want to create? Right? So make sure you take time to be quiet. Make sure you take time to discern better ways to create the results that you want in your life. Okay, so a lot of you I know already know about being in alignment, raising your energy, but this could be a brand new concept to some people who are just learning about it, and you might be like, what about some of the stuff that we're talking about? But basically everything that I've spoken about already today, focusing on the essentials, eliminating distractions, raising your energy, discerning the best choices for your life, this is going to put you into a place called alignment. And as I've already said, this is where life flows. Now, this is not just airy-fairy stuff. I've got two quotes here. One from Albert Einstein that speaks about this is physics. Let me just read this. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. That's powerful, particularly for those that are, scientifically minded. There it is. So this is why they say to visualize. This is why they say to, visualize the way you want your life as it is now in your mind, and to feel it as if it is, because that is a frequency. And it's an energy. And the subconscious mind does not know the difference between what's physical reality, what's really reality in your world outside, to what's reality in your mind. And when we can live in that place, and when we can live as if we are there already, it's a universal law that is going to come, that is going to happen. It's going to become your actual reality. Now here's another quote. when your energy vibrates at a frequency that is within direct alignment to what the universe has been attempting to deliver your entire life, you begin to live in the flow and true miracles start to happen. I have felt this in my life, guys. I have felt this. It is true, it is powerful, and this place is beautiful, and this is what we want to strive for every single day, is to be in alignment. But I want to give you the heads up. Just because you're in alignment, and I've talked about the flow, it doesn't mean that that is going to be the case all the time, because we cannot get to new places without challenges. And oftentimes when we are expanding and we're in alignment and we're in the flow of life, suddenly there's going to be a challenge that comes in and we're like, oh, what did we do? But it might not even be us. It's just because this is, I don't want to say testing you to see if you can get to this new place of success and in life and in your business and all that, but it's training you to get to this new place. So here's the little bullseye, right? Look in the middle. That is you, and that is you wanting to grow. We know in this business, in any business really, your business can only be as big as you are. So if you want to grow your business, you have to grow yourself. You have to have personal growth yourself. But it's not going to happen easily. This is when you are stepping out of your comfort zone constantly, because that is where growth comes in. And we know there's no comfort in our growth zone. So as you do that, it's going to feel hard. And your subconscious mind is going to go, that's not safe. And it's going to bring in things where it's called self-sabotage. It's going to pull you back to that safe place because it doesn't want you to grow, because it doesn't feel safe. But the only way that you can get to that new level of success and that new place is by working through the challenges in that center area. And then once you do get to this new place and you know you're worthy of it, you've had that growth, you're going to go right back to that bullseye in a new place, and you've got to work through it all again to get to the next new place. Okay, does that make sense? But our subconscious mind wants to pull us back down, and there's a whole book written on this. I'm sure there's a ton of books out there written on it, but there's one called The Big Leap, and it talks about upper limits and getting to the zone of genius and self-sabotage that tries to keep us in the same place for our entire life. So I encourage you to go read that book. The Big Leap is what it's called. But we know that every level of success that we attain, we have to overcome hard or challenges to get to that new place. And this is also going to mean overcoming self-sabotage. We have to have an awareness of it, and we have to be able to work through it in order to get to these new places. And this is life-changing, being able to do this. So it's a skill, and it's something that comes from within. You have to really have a strength within to get through these things. And hard is just a feeling. It's not a fact, because what feels hard to you now, once you get to this new place, it's not going to feel hard to you anymore. Something else is going to come into your life that's going to feel hard. And what's hard for me is not hard for you, and what's hard for you is not hard for me. So it's different. Hard is not a fact. It's a feeling. Know that it is always changing. So we have to expand and grow. And so forms of self-sabotage, as I've got over here on the right side, is like, for example, when you go, okay, I am going to be healthier, I'm going to eat better, and you start to eat more nutritious foods for 3 days, maybe a week, and then suddenly you find yourself slipping back into old behaviors. That's self-sabotage. Say you're working on your relationship and things are going amazing, and your marriage is in a place that it's never been before, and then suddenly you guys have an argument and you feel like you're back to square one. It's self-sabotage. Within your business, it's when you don't do the work. When you're not taking that action, that's self-sabotage. Or when you slow down, or yelling at the kids. All these things are forms of self-sabotage, trying to keep us in the same place, nice and comfortable, and not growing to these new places. So when challenges come, oftentimes we can go, ugh. But I want you to change your perception of that, and to know that when challenges come, this is because you're going to a new place. Take it on as that challenge. And you know what? I'm going to work through this. I'm going to have a good mindset through it. because I know when I get through this, I'm going to be at a new place. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be wiser, and I'm going to be able to help more people because of it. I'm going to be a stronger impact in the world because of it. So self-sabotage comes when you're flowing and when you're about to go somewhere new. Things feel hard because you're about to go somewhere new. And if you want to continue to expand, you're going to have to get used to this process happening constantly. But understand it's because you're headed somewhere new. It's a really good thing. But also be willing to do the hard work of overcoming. Also, you have a choice. So when the challenges come, you can either give in to them and stay in the same place, or you can make a choice that is going to align you with your vision, and that is going to distract you from the challenge, and it's also going to pull you through the challenge. But it's all about choices, which goes back to good, better, best as well. What choices are we making? How can we improve the choices that we're making in our life? Okay, so just to summarize everything, we've learned what the essentials are, and you can add to that list. We've also identified some of our distractions. You can add to that list, constantly add to that list so that you have that awareness. We've also worked out how to make better choices through the good, better, best strategy. We've also learned how to raise our energy. That's going to put us into alignment, because that's when life and our business flows and we get to new places. We've also learned that it's absolutely necessary and essential to have quiet time. And we've learned that as we do align and we get to these new places, we're going to be challenged. And it's all about staying the course and working through the challenges, because that's going to train us, and that's the only way to get to the next level and a new place. So reflective questions for you to think about. What are you doing that you should stop doing? So think about it. What am I doing that I should stop doing? And also, what am I not doing that I should start doing? So what am I not doing that I should start doing? Okay, now just to end, this is a story that I've heard a few times, and I heard it again on the weekend, and I thought, oh my goodness, I could swap this around to the business sense. It's so it makes sense in my head. I'm going to share it with you guys, and I hope you can feel the message that I'm trying to give to you through it. So, and this goes back to the topic of the whole training called Can You Hear the Music? Okay, so I'm going to read this story. Years ago, a young doctor who worked in the hospital on the Navajo Indian reservation told of an experience he had one night when an old Native American man with long braids came into the emergency room. The doctor asked, "How can I help you?" The old Native American Indian didn't answer. The doctor said, "I can't help you if you don't speak. Why did you come to the hospital?" The Indian man said, "Do you dance?" As the young doctor pondered the strange question, it occurred to him that perhaps that tribal man was a tribal medicine man who, according to ancient tribal customs, sought to heal the sick through song and dance rather than modern treatments. The young doctor said, "I don't dance. Do you dance?" And as the old medicine man nodded his head yes, he knew it was hard to dance without music. Those who dance often appear strange or awkward to those who cannot hear the music. The dance steps require discipline, but the joy of the dance will only be experienced when we come to hear the music. Sometimes in our businesses, we successfully teach and we know the dance steps, but we aren't as successful hearing the music or helping others feel and hear the music. The dance steps of this business are the things we do. That's the skills. The music of the business is the joyful feeling that comes from being in alignment and continuously growing and focusing on our passion. We learn the steps and the skills with our minds, but we feel the music with our hearts. So going back to the story, the young doctor says, "Can you teach me to dance?" The Indian tribal man said, "I can teach you to dance, but you have to hear the music." These are the times, so there are times, I just want to explain it in this way. So there are times when we have so many questions within this businesses. How do I move forward? How do I have sex? I did this on the training call too. I keep slipping with that word. How do we have success? The same. I did this on our training call too. So go ahead and have a laugh. how do we move forward? How do we have success? How do we help our team experience this, move forward, and have success as well? And so often the answer is going to lie in hearing the music. Are you hearing the music? Are you helping others hear the music? And this is so personal to you. So why am I sharing this? Because when we eliminate distractions, everything this training was about, when we eliminate distractions, when we focus on the essentials, when we raise our energy and our mindset and get to these new places, we grow through the challenges and we're focused on the things that matter most, not only in our personal lives, but also in our business lives. All of this is going to align us, and that is when we can hear the music the best. That's when we can hear the music and we can feel the joy of the business and of the dance, as we're talking about in the story. And as we do this, this is when we can touch others in that way as well. This is when we can help others hear the music of the business and feel it themselves. This is a place where your business is going to grow and flourish. And this is a place where you are going to be able to impact and inspire others. It's powerful. So can you hear the music? And I promise you, as you put into play and apply everything that we spoke about in this training call, you will be able to hear the music so much stronger. And your business will grow as a result of this. All right, so that is my training, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to receive your own personal inspiration of things that you can do to improve your lives and to improve what you're doing in your business. And I really appreciate you listening to it, and I thank you for being on and listening to it. And have a lovely day. Finish the recording.